How to use debt snowball method. Simply as your debt can snowball into bigger and bigger quantities, it additionally will be decreased by adopting the debt snowball methodology of compensation. The debt snowball methodology is among the many methods you'll be able to make use of to lower and in the end remove your debt. It really works by concentrating on paying off the smallest quantity of debt first, then paying off the subsequent highest quantity and so forth earlier than steadily reaching the height quantity of debt. This methodology, popularized by private finance character Dave Ramsey, is about constructing momentum. The hope is that you simply repeatedly achieve a way of feet by wiping out one debt after one other. How does the debt snowball technique work? While you embrace the debt snowball methodology, you initially concentrate on paying off the smallest quantity of debt in a brief period of time, whereas nonetheless making funds on different money owed. As soon as the smallest debt vanishes, you earmark the cash you have been allocating for that debt towards the debt with the subsequent small greenback quantity. In concept, you stick to this methodology till your whole money owed are erased. This methodology creates a snowball impact, which means that the step-by-step debt payoffs construct on one another and speed up. That is just like when a snowball rolls downhill, gathering pace and accumulating increasingly more snow. Whether or not it's snow or debt discount, this impact delivers momentum. And, on the subject of your money owed, the hope is that this momentum will more and more increase your motivation by supplying a collection of small victories. Methods to get your debt snowball rolling. When you're able to decide to the debt snowball methodology, begin with these 4 steps. 1. Listing your whole excellent mortgage and bank card money owed. 2. Prepare the checklist from the smallest excellent steadiness to the most important excellent steadiness. 3. Sort out the smallest debt first, no matter how a lot the rate of interest is. While you do that, remember to make no less than the minimal month-to-month funds on all of your money owed. You need to then put any extra cash you provide you with for debt compensation towards the smallest debt. So, if the smallest debt comes with a minimal month-to-month fee of $75, however you've discovered a surplus of $75 in your finances for debt discount, you then couple the 2 greenback quantities to make a $150 month-to-month fee on the smallest debt. 4. Maintain the snowball rolling. Proceed making a higher than minimum month-to-month fee on the smallest debt till it's 0. Then, transfer to the subsequent smallest debt. Once more, hold making minimal funds in your different money owed. However, now, assign the $150 you have been paying on the primary debt to the subsequent highest debt, layering that quantity on prime of the minimal month-to-month fee. Debt snowball example. How does the debt snowball methodology look whenever you put it into observe? Right, here's an instance. Let's say you have got the next money owed, with the next related annual share charges, APRs. On this instance, you deal with the $900 medical invoice first, because it's the smallest greenback quantity. You'd make the minimal month-to-month fee of $50, plus any extra cash you'll be able to allocate for repaying this debt. Let's say the extra quantity accessible is $100. Due to this fact, you'd pay a complete of $150 every month for the medical invoice, whereas paying the minimums due on the opposite 3 accounts. For those who sustain these month-to-month funds, you'll wipe out the medical debt in 6 months. After the medical invoice is paid off, you transfer to the bank card debt, the student loan debt and, lastly, the auto mortgage debt. While you swap to concentrating on the bank card debt, as an example, you'd make the minimal month-to-month fee of $150 and tack on the $150 you had been paying towards the medical debt. Cash put aside for paying earlier money owed regularly rolls over to the remaining money owed, leading to increasingly more cash you could allocate for the money owed that carry more and more greater quantities. With the snowball methodology, the minimal month-to-month funds and the rates of interest don't play an element in selecting which debt to initially zero in on. What money owed to embrace in your debt snowball? It's nice to tackle medical, bank card, payday mortgage, private mortgage, house fairness mortgage, auto mortgage and pupil mortgage debt in your debt snowball technique. Nevertheless, it's not advisable that you simply embody your major mortgage. Why? There are two key causes. Mortgage funds and quantities are usually giant and rates of interest on mortgages are usually low. How the debt snowball technique prices cash. Whereas the debt snowball methodology affords a variety of benefits, it does include one large disadvantage. As a result of the tactic focuses on the most important money owed slightly than the highest interest money owed, you may wind up paying extra in curiosity prices over time. In different phrases, in alternate for the momentum you achieve, you may be paying much more cash to borrow cash. For example, a 2.99% rate of interest could also be hooked up to the smallest debt and a 17.99% rate of interest to the most important debt. Nevertheless, the snowball methodology emphasizes eliminating the smallest debt first, 2.99%, which means chances are you'll accumulate increasingly more curiosity on the most important debt, 17.99%, since you're making solely the minimal month-to-month fee on it. Methods to pace up your debt snowball. Sure, the debt snowball methodology rewards you for regularly slicing your money owed. However, what if you wish to fast-track the tactic? Listed below are 5 ideas. Create finances. Setting up a budget provides you a greater sense of the place you stand financially. While you put collectively a finances, you could possibly unearth financial savings you could apply to your debt snowball technique. For the most effective shot at succeeding with the debt snowball methodology, think about growing a finances first. Set up an emergency fund. Earlier than you embark on a debt snowball journey, it might be sensible to build an emergency fund. This may give you a monetary cushion in case of shock bills, akin to main automotive repairs or a hospital keep. Be good with extra cash. Did you rating a bonus at work? Did you obtain a hefty tax refund? Take into account making use of that extra money towards your debt. Any surplus money you come throughout may help you repay your debt quicker. Promote some stuff. For those who have received a wonderfully good TV sitting within the attic or a closet filled with unworn garments which are in fine condition, think about promoting them to lift more cash to your debt snowball technique. Begin a aspect hustle. From Uber driver to canine walker to music trainer, revenue from a part-time gig can complement your debt snowball technique. Is the debt snowball proper for you? For those who assume small victories will give you the motivation it's essential to repay your debt, the debt snowball methodology might be simply the ticket for eliminating your debt. However, if you happen to don't want instantaneous gratification and also you're irked by the notion of forking over a whole bunch and even $1,000s of dollars in curiosity prices over time, then the debt snowball methodology will not be your finest path towards debt discount. Debt snowball alternate options. If the debt snowball methodology isn't an excellent match for you, different debt discount methods are on the market. Debt avalanche methodology. The debt avalanche takes the other method from the debt snowball. As an alternative of concentrating on the bottom debt quantity first, the debt avalanche focuses first on the highest interest debt. Revisiting our 4-account debt snowball instance above, the $7,500 in bank card debt with the 17.99% APR would take precedence over the 3 different money owed. Utilizing the debt avalanche, the subsequent debt to repay can be the 5.25% APR pupil mortgage, till, presumably, you repay your whole money owed. There are pluses and minuses to each: the debt avalanche and the debt snowball. Debt snowflaking. Debt snowflaking entails earmarking tiny quantities of cash for debt discount. For example, possibly you picked up a $1 invoice within the car parking zone on the grocery retailer, otherwise you acquired a $5 rebate for the acquisition of some product. This discovered cash can go towards reducing your debt. Debt consolidation. You could possibly take out a mortgage to consolidate most or your whole money owed right into a single month-to-month fee. This not solely may make it simpler to repay your money owed, but additionally could lead to a total decrease rate of interest. Debt administration. Debt management plans, the most effective of that are typically provided by nonprofit shop or credit score counseling companies, can help you make a single month-to-month fee that covers your whole unsecured money owed. It might simplify the fee course of and pace up the period of time it takes you to get out of debt. Debt settlement. Debt settlement typically entails paying off your debt in a single lump sum at a decreased quantity than what you owe. You possibly can attempt to settle the debt by yourself or depend on a third-party debt settlement firm. Whereas this feature could sound enticing, it comes with important dangers. Be sure to be taught the ins and outs of debt settlement earlier than you are taking this path. Conclusion. The most effective debt discount methodology for you is the one you'll stick to till you've gotten your money owed below management. As a result of it gives early and visual progress, thus reinforcing your total perception that eliminating your debt is feasible. The debt snowball methodology works properly for many individuals. Nevertheless, when you have important quantities of debt that carry a better APR, chances are you'll need to evaluate the debt snowball to the debt avalanche, or to different debt aid strategies, earlier than you proceed. Well, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe our channel for more content like this.